In the beginning, there was a great battle. Not the beginning of time, mind you, because that one we all know. This was the battle that birthed our world. You see, before creation, there was only chaos, a gaping void of infinite possibilities, a swirling abyss from which nothing was born and nothing could live. But even nothingness is restless, and when it writhes, it births monsters. So a hero rose up to fight for order and peace, waging war on behalf of the world that was yet to be. These warriors fought for millennia, but only one thing is certain: the universe wouldn't be the same ever again. Today, we explore the 5 greatest battles between creation and chaos. Starting with number 5, Ra vs. Apophis, the eternal night serpent. Our number 5 pick is from ancient Egypt, where the sun god Ra ruled the sky by day, bringing light and warmth to the living. But when he sank below the horizon, darkness took his place, and with it, the dreaded serpent Apophis. This monster threatened to swallow Ra whole, plunging the world into eternal night and undoing creation. Each evening, Ra raced toward the underworld, pursued by Apophis, and every morning the two dueled. But despite his godly power, Ra couldn't defeat the snake. Each blow simply pushed Apophis back until he disappeared into the darkness of the west. Then the sun god would take his revenge on the land, scorching fields and burning villages. And the cycle repeated itself each night. The stalemate continued for eternity, until Ra finally grew weary of the endless struggle. He made a deal with Set, god of the desert, promising him the throne if he helped defeat Apophis. So every evening, Set waited for Apophis to strike, and when the serpent struck, Set held him fast with his spear. Then Ra unleashed his most powerful attack, blinding the beast and banishing him back to the underworld. After defeating Apophis, Set did indeed become ruler of the universe, but he was driven mad by Ra's betrayal and became an evil king, casting fire and famine upon Egypt. Horrified at what he had done, Ra tricked Set into drinking a magical draught and banished him to the distant land of chaos. There, the god of the desert became the god of the Red Land, ruling over the dead, while Osiris took his place as king of Egypt. With the defeat of Apophis and Set, Ra's rule was secure and order triumphed over chaos once more. From the sands of Egypt, we traveled to the Levant for number 4, Baal vs. Yam, Lord of the Sea. In Canaanite mythology, the earth was ruled by the storm god El, who lived in the Cedar Mountains with his wife, the fertility goddess Asherah. They had 2 sons, the fertility god Baal-Hadad and his brother Yagan, god of winter storms. Baal became the favorite son, inheriting his father's authority and uniting the gods under his banner. But Baal wanted to rule over the entire universe, including the sea, so he challenged Yam, the dragon god who controlled it. Baal assembled an army called the Urim and attacked Yam's domain. But the Lord of the Sea unleashed a terrible weapon, a giant fish with 7 heads. Only Baal's sister Anat, goddess of courage and strength, could stand against it. She dueled the monster for 30 days, but on the 31st, she slashed its head off. With their champion defeated, Yam's armies scattered, allowing Baal's troops to claim victory. Yet not all was as it seemed, for Baal hadn't defeated Yam, but merely replaced him. Now he ruled over the seas, and his consort, the sea goddess Atargatis, bore him many children. This victory secured Baal's position as ruler of the cosmos and brought prosperity to his people. But it also set the stage for a greater battle that would shake the heavens and earth. Our third entry is from ancient India, where the Devas and Asuras struggled for control of the cosmos. The Devas were led by the sky god Indra, while the Asuras were commanded by the dragon god Vritra. As the leader of the non-gods, Vritra was responsible for drought and darkness, and so the world withered beneath his rule. Seeing the plight of mortals, the Devas called upon their champion, none other than Indra. He marched across the land, destroying everything Vritra had built until they finally met in battle. For 7 nights they dueled, and for 7 nights, Vritra prevailed, countering each of Indra's attacks. On the 8th day, Indra struck Vritra with his thunderbolt, killing him instantly. The dragon god's body floated across the sky, blocking the sun. And so the god of rain had to dismember the dragon piece by piece, hurling them away with such force that they became constellations in the sky. With Vritra defeated, the rains returned and life flourished across the land. And Indra's legend only grew. Now we enter the top 2 battles between creation and chaos, starting with number 2, Marduk vs. Tiamat, Chaos Dragon of Babylon. In the Babylonian creation epic, the world began in a watery abyss, personified by the goddess Tiamat. When the gods emerged from her, they quarreled endlessly, disturbing her slumber. So Tiamat vowed to destroy them all. She summoned her mate, the equally monstrous Kingu, and gave birth to a race of demons to do her will. To counter this threat, the gods gathered their forces and chose Marduk as their champion. Wielding a net and a bow, the young god approached the dragon goddess and unleashed his weapons, but Tiamat swallowed both net and arrows. Enraged, Marduk fired a bolt of lightning, splitting the dragon goddess in half. Taking pity on her, though, he resurrected her and ordered her to bear children, creating the constellations and giving birth to mankind. Marduk then slew Kingu, taking his tablet of destinies, which gave him dominion over the heavens, earth, and sea. This victory over the forces of chaos established the foundations of the Babylonian Empire and secured their place in the universe. But for our final entry, we return to Greece for the greatest battle of all. Number 1, Zeus vs. Typhon, Chaos Bringer. In Greek mythology, Gaia, the earth goddess, gave birth to the first monsters, the giants and the hekatonchires. But their father, Uranus, the sky god, hid them away in her womb. Gaia was furious, so she reached out and took the sharp stones from a nearby mountain and cut open her lover, Uranus. From this gash, blood flowed and fell to the earth, giving birth to the Erinyes and the giants. But Gaia wasn't finished. She also bore a monster named Typhoeus, whose name alone meant destruction. Typhoeus grew to enormous size, breathing fire and brimstone and striking terror into the hearts of the gods. They fled to Egypt, where they took refuge inside a great palace, but it wasn't safe. For long, the monster tracked them down and demanded tribute, but the gods refused. So Typhon attacked. For 9 days and nights, the battle raged, shaking the very foundations of the cosmos. Finally, Zeus unleashed his master bolt, striking the monster in the heel. Wounded, Typhon collapsed, causing earthquakes and tidal waves. Then Zeus pinned the monster to the ground with his trident and tore his wings from his back, scattering feathers across the land. With the monster defeated, Zeus cut Typhon's body into pieces, flinging them across the earth and creating new mountains with his bulk. Some say Zeus also ripped the monster's heart out, fashioning it into an amulet to protect himself from future threats. With Typhon's defeat, order triumphed once more, but his legacy lived on through the giants and monsters he sired. And so we come to the end of our journey through the world's greatest battles. Between creation and chaos, the gods and monsters of old may be gone, but their stories live on through the heroes and villains we create today. In the epic struggles of good and evil, we find echoes of these timeless tales that have captivated humanity for millennia. So thank you for joining us on this adventure. If you enjoyed our exploration of the world's oldest battles, please don't forget to subscribe. We have many more stories where myth and history collide. Until next time, remember, the battle between creation and chaos rages within us all. Which side will you choose?